Lewis Hamilton's arrival at Ferrari has already made a big impact. People expected his move to shake things up, but what he is doing now is even more surprising. Just days after stepping into the SF-25, Hamilton is showing an incredible level of control and understanding of the car. Even more shocking is how his driving style is pushing the limits of what the car can do. His performance has left Charles Leclerc and many others in the paddock completely speechless. This is not just a driver joining a new team. This is a major shift inside Ferrari, and it could change everything for the 2025 season. After driving for Mercedes for 12 years, Hamilton now finds himself in a completely different environment. The Ferrari SF-25 is nothing like the cars he has driven in the past. It has a different engine, a different aerodynamic design, and it handles very differently on the track. For many drivers, adjusting to such a big change would take a lot of time, but Hamilton is doing it faster than anyone expected. During pre-season testing in Bahrain, he showed that he is not only learning quickly, but also finding ways to push the SF-25 beyond what anyone thought was possible. One of the most surprising things coming out of testing is how Hamilton has adopted a driving technique that Leclerc has been using for a long time. This technique is known as throttle and brake overlap. It's a method where the driver applies the brake and throttle at the same time in certain corners. This keeps the engine power up while slowing the car down. It's very hard to do correctly, but when done right, it helps gain time through corners. Leclerc is well known for using this in qualifying, especially in tight or medium-speed turns. Now Hamilton is doing the same thing. Ferrari's data shows that he has started using throttle and brake overlap, particularly in corners like Turn 10 in Bahrain, which is one of the most difficult corners on that track. What makes this even more incredible is that Hamilton has never had to use this technique in the cars he drove at Mercedes. That means he is not only learning a new car, but also changing his driving habits to suit it. This shows a deep level of skill and flexibility. It also shows that he is serious about getting the best out of this new car, no matter what it takes. What's more, it's working. Hamilton has already been able to match or even beat Leclerc's performance in some parts of the lap. Considering that Leclerc has been with Ferrari for years and helped shape the team's direction, this is a strong warning. It tells us that Hamilton is not just there to learn, he is there to win. And if he keeps improving at this rate, he could quickly become the team's top driver. This would be a big change, especially since Ferrari has been built around Leclerc for a long time. The SF-25 itself is an interesting car. Ferrari made several big changes for 2025. One of the most important changes is the use of pull rod front suspension. This is a design used by Red Bull and McLaren, and it helps with cornering and stability. They've also made changes to the car's aerodynamics, trying to give it better grip in corners and more balance overall. The power delivery has also been improved, making the car easier to control when coming out of slow corners. And one of the most important updates is better tire management. Last year, Ferrari often struggled with tire wear during races, so this year's car was built to fix that. On paper, the SF-25 should be more competitive, but in real-world testing, things are not going perfectly. Reports from Bahrain suggest that the car is less stable than expected. In particular, it seems to have less rear downforce than last year's car. This makes it harder to control, especially in long corners. For Leclerc, this is a problem. His natural driving style depends on a strong front end and a setup that allows some oversteer. That means he prefers the back of the car to move slightly, so he can point the nose into the corner. If the SF-25 is more understeery and less stable, it will not suit him. This is where Hamilton's experience is proving useful. Over the years, Hamilton has driven many different types of cars. He has learned how to adapt his driving style to whatever the car needs, whether it's managing tires, dealing with strange handling, or making small changes to suit the setup. Hamilton has always been able to make the best out of the car he's given. His ability to quickly adjust is now giving him an edge over Leclerc, and it might be a key factor in Ferrari's success this year. With these early signs, it looks like Ferrari could face one of the most intense battles between teammates in many years. Hamilton and Leclerc are both very talented, and both are capable of winning races. But if Hamilton continues to adapt so quickly, he could soon become Ferrari's main hope for the title. This would create tension inside the team. Ferrari has always said that both drivers are treated equally, but in reality, teams often have to choose who to support when the championship is on the line. This situation becomes even more complicated when we think about the wider field. McLaren seems to have made a huge step forward in testing, and they might be the fastest team right now. Mercedes has also shown signs of improvement, and Red Bull is still expected to be the team to beat. For Ferrari to stay in the fight, they need to solve the problems with the SF-25 quickly. The car needs to be stable, predictable, and fast over long runs. And both drivers need to be able to push it to the limit without losing control. Another big question is how Ferrari will handle the relationship between Hamilton and Leclerc if things become difficult. Right now they are working well together, and the team is focused on giving both drivers the tools they need. But if one driver starts to outperform the other, it will be hard to keep things equal. Ferrari may have to decide whether to support one driver more than the other in order to fight for the championship. This is never an easy decision, and it can lead to internal conflict. Hamilton did not come to Ferrari just to be a support driver. He came to win. He has made that clear with the way he is approaching this new challenge. From the first moment he drove the SF-25, he has been focused, determined, and extremely fast. And if Leclerc is not careful, he could find himself losing the #1 status he has held for years. This is not just about performance. It's about leadership, direction, and who Ferrari will build their strategy around. This season could be one of the most dramatic in recent memory. The fight between Hamilton and Leclerc could be just as important as the fight between teams. Every practice session, every qualifying lap, and every race will matter. Small mistakes will have big consequences, and the driver who can keep learning, improving, and staying consistent will have the best chance of success. Right now, Hamilton is showing that he is ready for that challenge. Even though it's early in the season, these signs are very important. They show that Ferrari is in a position to fight for wins, but also that they must be careful. Internal battles can sometimes hurt a team's chances. If the drivers start fighting each other too much, they could lose focus on the bigger goal. That's what happened in the past with other teams like McLaren in 2007 or Mercedes in 2016. The team has to manage the drivers carefully to make sure that both are working together for the same goal. Beyond Ferrari, the rest of the grid is also getting stronger. McLaren has surprised many people with their pace in testing. Their car looks very stable and quick in all types of corners. Mercedes has made changes to their concept and looks more confident now than they did at the same time last year. And Red Bull still has a strong base with Max Verstappen leading the charge. This means that the fight at the front will be very close. Any small advantage will be important. If Ferrari wants to win, they need both drivers performing at their best, and they need to fix the balance issues in the SF-25. As the first race approaches, all eyes will be on Hamilton and Leclerc. Can Hamilton continue to adapt and improve? Can Leclerc regain control and show that this is still his team? These are the questions everyone is asking. The answers will come on the track. But what is already clear is that this season is not going to be easy for Ferrari. They will need to be fast, smart, and united if they want to succeed. Hamilton's driving style and his ability to push the car in new ways could be the key to unlocking Ferrari's full potential. Or it could create a new level of rivalry that splits the team down the middle. In any case, this is a turning point for Ferrari. With two top-level drivers and a car that shows promise but also needs work, the team is at a crossroads. How they manage this moment will shape their season and maybe even their future. One thing is certain, Hamilton is not wasting time. He is already making a big difference, and if he continues on this path, 2025 could be the year